Popcorn and beers, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk. Ooh, look at you going Japanese today.
Japanese, right. Bud.
Are we allowed to sing that song still? Or
no.
Is that like not PC? No, that song's like retired forever, like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Let's go with the butter on top that everyone saw here, and then we'll go with the second butter on top that just I saw. So we're going to go with A Quiet Place, Day One. So how it all began, and we're going to start with Jordan.
Yeah, The Quiet Place, Day One, the prequel. So this movie didn't have John Krasinski attached to it. He was busy making If, apparently. But, you know, it was okay.
He was one of the writers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was not that far off the prequel. The cat thing was, you know, I'm glad the cat made it through. Spoiler alert there. Not really big on the plot, but, you know, I'm glad the cat made it through. It had some good acting. Lupita was good. The guy from Stranger Things was good. He did all right. His character just there wasn't enough there for his character.
Oh my gosh, that was the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah, that was Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. The monsters, you get a really up close look at the monsters throughout this movie. They kind of look like bloomin' onions with arms and legs. And there's some things that they add to the monsters that there's just no explanation, so they didn't really need to be there. Like they're eating these weird like spore pod things, and it's like, okay, what is that? No explanation. The ending was great.
Yeah, I agree.
I love, you know, she's dying, and she's got the whole thing with her dad. But just the pizza thing, they could have come up with something a little bit stronger there, a little bit stronger of a motivation, like, oh, she just wants some pizza.
It didn't all make sense to you once they get to the pizza place and she grabs the picture of her dad and her?
Yeah. No, yeah, sure. It did. So maybe I wasn't about the pizza. It was more just, that was her dad's spot. That was the place she wanted to be. All right, fine. But there's just a bit of unnecessary scenes going on. So it was a good movie. This was fun. I'm going to sneak this into a Pop 2. I'm going to sneak it in there.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
I just drew a bloomin' onion with arms and legs.
That is what it looks like. That is what it looks like. Like, that's what made me laugh when Jordan said that. I was like, you know what, Jordan? That is what it looks like.
Man.
So yeah, Jordan's review is largely correct in my opinion. Lupita Nyong'o dying of cancer is fantastic. Who would have known that was her character? Because she played that character phenomenally. Like the death that she was able to show, like in her acting, like how she was miserable, how she didn't want to go on, and she was just pressing on for this one thing. It didn't matter that the world was dying. There was some stuff in relation to the kitty cat, how she kept telling him to go away, almost like a stray cat, when they first run into each other, her and Eric, and he's not listening. Like, he's listening, but he's like, and he just keeps following her like a stray cat would. Like, no, go away. No, I'm just gonna keep going. I feel like this is right.
I'll keep going.
She didn't mean that. Anna brought up an interesting point too. She was like, honestly, that's different for a woman too, because Anna actually came to this movie with me, and she goes, it's weird because you got to think you're living in a post-apocalyptic world, and you don't know this man, and he's just following you. So it's got a creepy element to it in itself for women. Is what Anna brought to my attention. I was like, you know, I wouldn't think that way because I'm not female, but thank you, because I wouldn't have seen it through that lens. Overall, yeah, like Jordan said, he does fantastic. He is the right person to play the dude with panic attacks. Like, it was believable. It was super believable what he's going through. The cat, I really thought they were going to kill the cat like 9 times, and I was going to have to deduct a point from this film. I really did. That cat is a survivor like Destiny's Child, because he is going to make it. Frodo Baggins made it to the top of Mordor. The end is phenomenal. I will say that. Both endings. There are 2 endings in this movie. Both endings are great. Yeah, they landed the plane on both endings. Right? Either one could have been the only ending. That's how good the endings were. But they definitely landed the plane on either ending. If they wanted to cut it at the first ending, I was fine with it. If they wanted to cut it at the second ending, I was fine with it. So it was really good. Masterclass, like I said, by Lupita Nyong'o. I think that it was better than part 2, but not as good as part 1. Mm-hmm. And it is asking an interesting question. When you're already faced with death, what's your reaction going to be to an apocalypse? Like, how are you going to handle that? Your cat and your sweater are the common thread throughout the movie. And that cat is the best detective ever. Like, the best. There is no better detective than Frodo. Because there were numerous times where I thought that cat was gone forever. And then he just finds him. And he's like, yeah, what's up? I've been here the whole time. Been chilling. Also, that cat hates its owners. Because that cat is in water so much. That poor cat So for me, I'm with Jordan. Popcorn and 2. Let's move on to Kinds of Kindness. And he must have been shooting this. Yorgos must have been shooting this. Emma Stone must have been shooting this at the same time as they were shooting Poor Things. Because this is the first time I've seen a director of his stature and an actress of her stature just like pop, like one after the other. Because Poor Things just came out at the end of Oscar season, right? Or pardon me, right towards the end of Oscar season films. It was one of the last films that was coming out for Oscar season. And then we get Kinds of Kindness, which is Yorgos Lanthimos' shot at an anthology, I guess, or his take on an anthology, all tied together by a character that goes by RMF. And the first film, or the first story, they're all about an hour long. The film's almost 3 hours long. All right, Whoa. They're all about 42 to 45 minutes. But it's different. And I also think that he's doing this as almost like a joke. Like capitalizing on people's short attention span in today's world. Like, you're not willing to go to the theater for a 3-hour movie, but you're willing to sit on your ass and binge watch 3 hours of an episode or 3 hours of a season. Pardon me. I think that this is definitely. I do think it's definitely a joke that he's playing on the audience. None of the films are particularly great. They're very dry in how they're acted. I think that's on purpose. I hope that's on purpose because it's filled with amazing actors. Jesse Plemons is fantastic. And dude looks great. Like, he looks great. Like, he's in amazing shape. And, yeah, it's got Emma Stone, Defoe. Like, so many people are in these movies, these little shows. And he uses the same cast through each one. And it starts off weird with William Dafoe playing a rich multi-billionaire, it appears, that is investing himself in controlling someone's life. And he's paying for them to do exactly what he says every time he says it, to include the times he's allowed to have sex with his wife, how they have sex, how much TV they're allowed to watch, what he's supposed to eat for each meal, and how he moves through the world. And it's just odd. It I don't know what he was going for, if he's just going for odd, but it is sincerely just odd. It's just weird. Jesse Plemons, though, however, is the best actor to play this. Just a very submissive person, and he plays it very well as a submissive individual that's just doing exactly as he's told throughout the movie. He is following every order he's given and making sure that he keeps his family wealthy until they have a disagreement, which leads to chaos. And eventually it ends exactly as the billionaire wanted it to. And it's super awkward. There is undertones of molesting Jesse Plemons' character as well. And there are signs that he's doing this to multiple people, the character. And it's hard to track, and it's hard to understand, and there's elements of jealousy on behalf of Jesse Plemons' character. It is interesting, but that's about it. It's okay. I'm interested in this, but that's really it. So the first one, I'm gonna grade this 3 times. Is that okay with you? Because it's basically 3 different movies all tied together.
I was hoping that you were gonna do that, honestly.
So for 1, I'm gonna give it a popcorn and 1. All right. Now, that one is called The Death of RMF. RMF. And you have to pay really close attention or you're going to be reviewing it in your head. Where is RMF? Who is RMF? Okay? Now, film 2. RMF is Flying, where Jesse Plemons now plays a married police officer whose wife, a marine biologist, is lost at sea. and he is swingers with his best friend or partner cop, buddy cop, which again, Yorgos Lanthimos, shows that he is very much into Emma Stone. And I'm not going to be shocked if we find out there is a relationship more than just actor-director going on here. Is that the appropriate way to say that?
They're boning, bud.
Because this is the third film in a row where he's about Emma Stone doing some stuff, and it appears she keeps coming back to these roles, so who knows? All right, we all have thoughts on Poor Things. Jordan was very grossed out by Poor Things. I was kind of taken aback by like the undertones in Poor Things that are displayed. So this one is weird too, and it's what would you do for love? Right? Or what would you do to prove that you are who you say you are? As in film number 2, RMF is Flying, Jesse Plemons' wife, who again is swingers with his partner and his partner's wife, so they're best friends, I guess, comes back. Like they find her on a deserted island after being lost at sea on a marine biology trip. And slowly but surely, either he starts going crazy or this person is not his spouse. They brought back someone, and they never explain it. But it gets very awkward as Emma Stone's character begins to explain to William Dafoe, who plays her father in RMF is Flying, the island that they were stuck on. Okay? And it is an allegory for the world we live in and why people live the way they do. And it's heavy-handed, and you'll pick up on it right away. It's weird. It gets weird. That one's a popcorn. That was super awkward. That one made me feel not good. Not good at all. All right? So, now we get to film number 3, RMF Eats a Sandwich, where we see way too much of William Dafoe and his junk. Now,
Willem Dafoe hangs monster dong.
And we see it. There is a pretty intense date rape drug scene.
Oh, like
so.
this.
So trigger warning for everyone there. You'll know it when you see it. It goes on for about 2 to 3 minutes, and it's 2 to 3 minutes too long. It all could have been implied, if you understand what I'm saying. But it is hard to watch. And then, of course, I think this is now an allegory on how in society women are blamed for everything, to include things that happen that are totally wrong and should never happen to them. As Emma Stone's character is blamed for this and kicked out of the cult because she was, I can't remember, contaminated is how they refer to it, by someone other than the 2 cult leaders. So they banish her. This is all taking place while they're searching for a female twin that can resurrect life, bring people back to life. And we get closure in this story as well, whether or not this is real or fake or made up. But the closure comes with a little bit of a twist. And it's kind of like, wow, I don't know that this is necessary. So this one is a popcorn as well. So we'll give film 1, RMF is Dead, or RMF, The Death of RMF, popcorn in 1. Film 2, RMF is Flying, a popcorn. RMF Eats a Sandwich, a popcorn. I think, though, this is going to have an audience, guys, just like Saltburn did. There's going to be a lot of discourse over this film. It's going to it's polarizing. I think you're going to get some people that love it, think it's a work of art, and you're going to get people like me that are kind of like, I think we're going too far. I think you're being heavy-handed with some of the stuff you're doing, and I didn't quite like not having a full story. But you do get closure in each film. I will say that.
That's cool.
Leave both my co-hosts speechless. No questions.
I mean, that was a lot of the movie that you just gave us.
It sounds like
I'm glad I don't have to see that.
Expected. Yeah.
You expected 3 movies in one, Jordan?
No. But just the off the wallness. It sounded like, it's just, yeah. I'm not really shocked by anything that you put out there.
I was expecting like a dark comedy, but anyway.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, let's blast through this. And then get to something fun, huh?
Sorry, we got everyone depressed with that. It's sad. Josh, what were you watching this week?
Oh, well, let me start by showing you that's James Gandolfini, and that's Frames Gandalf Weenie. Let's get to that drunk classic, right?
Oh, my bad. Jordan, yeah, drunk classic. Sorry, I apologize. Jordan, go ahead. Yeah, we are short on time.
Yeah. Our drug classic was my pick this week, and I picked Overlord. Nazi zombies come to cinematic fruition. It's an excellent, intense war movie, which turns into a horror movie, which turns into an over-the-top sci-fi movie. Any three of these movies on their own could have had potential to be a fun, pretty good movie, but they crammed all three of these into one, and it got to be a bit of a mess. That opening, though, is fantastic. It's so fun. It's so intense. I really love that opening scene, him falling out of the plane, and just all of that is a roller coaster. That is intense stuff right there.
Nazi's got a cigarette.
Yeah. The dialogue, yes. The dialogue is very cheesy, war, just kind of trying to be badass stuff. That is just, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was a really cool. I wanted to call it Wolfenstein this whole time. Like, this is basically Wolfenstein. If anyone's not sure, Wolfenstein is like one of the original first-person shooters. It's on the coattails of Doom, or right same time as Doom. It's a Doom type of game, but you're in a castle killing Nazi zombies. The only thing this movie was missing was a chain gun, a castle, and Hitler in a jar being run by a mech, like a robo-mech thing with a chainsaw.
It's kind of a castle. They're kind of in a castle.
Kind of a castle. There's definitely a castle dungeon.
Yeah.
But all the same, like, I love Wolfenstein. I love Nazi zombies getting blown up. I love war movie. This was a really fun movie. I wish I had seen it in theaters. It's definitely a theater movie. It's one of those summertime movies where, like, you're all with your friends and, like, you see the ew, oh, because it was pretty gory. Some pretty cool scenes like that. I think it was cool to see, for the first time for me, Wyatt Russell doing his dad's job.
Snake Plissken?
Yeah. Right. And I'm not sure. I want to say, oh, he's not quite there, but I think he's pretty much there. I think they just didn't give him the right lines. So, like, in the end, he has the one-liner against Super Nazi, and I don't feel too good. Whatever it was that he said, it wasn't as good as they could have wrote a little something better. So it's not necessarily his fault. Anyway, fun movie. I liked it. A little bit slow in the middle, but it wasn't that it lost me, though. So I'm cool with that. I like how the movie did change directions quickly, and now all of a sudden, like, you wouldn't know that this is about a zombie. And it's not even, and it's new kinds of zombie. Like, it's a different type of zombie. That's pretty cool, too. I like that. I like all of it. It was fun. Popcorn and one.
Popcorn and one. You didn't like
Let me tell you how this is going to go. I'm going to win this one.
Yeah, that one's okay. That was okay.
1,000-year war requires 1,000-year army. Why was it Scottish? Anyway, it was. I saw this in the theater, and I never thought I'd see it again. To be frank, but thank you, Jordan. It's not a terrible movie, honestly. If you're getting hammered with your friends and this is playing in the background, like, that's an okay movie to play in the background. Like, there was a movie a while back that I used to show that is like a post-apocalyptic movie, and Doomsday. I used to watch Doomsday in the background of parties all the time because you don't really have to pay attention. And somebody's getting blown up, right? Somewhere in that movie. So you don't really have to pay attention to this movie to figure out what's going on. I remember why I didn't like it the first time. It's because Boyce is such a whiny little baby, and I hate that. I hate it. I'm so tired of it. It makes the character more related. No, to you wimps that aren't willing to do this stuff. That's what it's relatable.
That whole like couldn't even kill a mouse. You can leave that whole scene out, dog.
Yeah, like, it was just. And then we get the actor, and I am sorry I don't know you by name, dog, but the actor that is the same character in every World War II movie ever, including Masters of the Sky, the New York Jewish guy, and he plays it in every single World War. The same actor. And wait till you guys watch Masters of the Sky. It's the exact same dude playing the character.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'm Jewish.
Well, not all of us like baseball, kid. Like, it's the same guy. Overall, we do get our Nazis, we get our zombies. The Nazis are the most used villain in all film, and for good reason. There's more than meets the eye storyline going on. You've got the beautiful French girl that's going to save the day as well. I thought the zombie she fought was really cool, Lobster Man. I thought Lobster Man was pretty dope. But overall, it is a popcorn movie. I mean, like I said, it is a fun movie. You get out the projector, you got some beer pong, some flip hop going on, you got the barbecue going, and that sucker's going. As long as there's no kids, you're good. Like, that's a good movie to have on in the background, for sure.
Yep.
All right, so Josh, what were you watching?
I'll hit you with one real quick. A quick one. Spencer Confidential, Netflix show. You ever heard of it? It's got Maddie Wawa in it. And Elisa Schlesinger, she does her role pretty well. The what's his name? M'Chaku? I forgot his name. I feel bad now. The guy who is the gorilla man in Black Panther M'Baku. Dang.
There you go.
Hairline racist right there. So it's got great characters. It also has the grandfather from Sunshine Cleaning and Little Miss Sunshine. He's awesome. I love him every time he's in it. So with this pretty cool cast, why do we have a movie that sucks? And I don't even know if it sucks, to be honest with you. I watched this movie and I put it on this week. And I was like, oh, I've never seen this. I turned it on about 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did see this. I turned it on about, 3-4 months ago. And I was so bored, I just left. And I forgot it. So that's what happened this time as well. I got about 45 minutes in, and I just abandoned the movie. So I can't even properly rate it. Just letting you know, Spencer Confidential is not really worth it, despite Elisa Schlesinger playing the, Jersey fighter's girlfriend. Like, I'm not doing this again, Tony. That kind of character. She did it really well.
Lively from the town, but not as good.
There you go. Yeah, with just a little more zest, whatever. So that's a movie I watched. What do you think about that, Jack?
So he gave it less than a popcorn. Well, I, over the week, realized that there's some holes in my game when it comes to a lot of different movies. There was a period, I call it Pablo Profrido's dark period, where I didn't watch a ton of movies. Like, I was watching them, but just not as many as I should. So I'm going to try to start to shore that up, that weakness that I have. And I started with Toy Story 3 and 4, okay? So I watched Toy Story 3, and it made me cry at the very end. At first, the whole time I was watching, I was like, why would you cry at this? There's no need to cry at this. And then Andy gives his toys away, and I freaking cried. I was like, this is Woody, and he's there for everything. And I'm like, he is there for everything. Everything you ever needed. Well, he's been there. Your name's on his boot, stupid. Like, and it is, obviously, I am embellishing a bit. But yeah, it'll get you. It'll tug on your heartstrings a little bit when he's describing each toy and what their purpose is and how much they meant to him in his life. Oh. And it was a lot. The villain is very good in this. You have Ken plays one of the villains, of course, voiced by Michael Keaton, which is a lot of fun. And then you have Lotso the bear. And those two in a combination made for the best evil daycare toys that you could have hoped for. I give this one a pop 2. I get it. And that led me to Toy Story 4, Josh, where we all meet Forky. Every kid needs their first best friend, no matter what it is. If it's a cowboy or a spork that you made into a character, every kid needs their first toy, just like every toy needs to be with their first love. As we get reintroduced to Bo Peep. Bo Peep comes back in Toy Story 4, and she is, ladies and gentlemen, a badass. Bo Peep is a badass in Toy Story 4, and she saves the day repeatedly. I love if you're looking for like a little Easter egg and you're not really paying attention going by, you get to meet Combat Carl. And there is a snow Combat Carl, and he keeps going for the high fives. and he keeps getting left hanging. And it was making me laugh every scene. He tries to give everyone a high five, and no one pays attention to Snow Combat Carl, and he's just left there with his hand in the air repeatedly. In this film, you've got Gabby, who is the villain, but she's not really a villain. She's just misunderstood. And Woody gives her one final act of kindness, and that is where this film goes as we continue to evolve a Toy Story. And again, I gave this a pop 2. I came to the conclusion that all of us adults that get wrapped up in being an adult as we have, our grandparents pass on, or our parents pass on, or our friends that are no longer with us or have pulled apart, whether it be from like life or responsibilities. I think that we all should go back and watch some of these movies that made us feel something once upon a time, like every 2 to 4 years, just so we could remember when things were less hard and we could just play with our toys and, set them up all around our room to defend us as we slept. All right. So, Josh, what was the next movie you were watching?
Oh, I watched The Creator. I know we've reviewed it before, but I haven't seen it yet, so I saw it. I have a few little things to say. It's the movie about the AI and such, so I'm just going to blast through these. Here we go. The AI concept here is cool, but not really how it would happen. Like, this is still in the vein of Terminator with the war
cool,
on...
but it wasn't real.
No, come on. It's like... If AI were to, be a threat, it wouldn't be in the form of humanoids, not like Terminator. But that's not important here. It doesn't matter. We want a movie. We want robots. So, moving on. Robot war. Okay, cool. Why are we shooting slugs at these robots? Why aren't we shooting EMPs or lasers? Why can't we have lasers? Anyway, maybe the slugs made it more realistic. So that was a choice. It gets an auto +1 beer from me because they played Radiohead music. You play Radiohead, you get a +1. Oh, greatest band ever. And then I love how it's like, it's Halo, it's Total Recall, it's Predator a little bit, it's iRobot for sure. Mm-hmm. They threatened to kill a puppy. That's a 98% as bad as doing it, so it's a -1 beer. Is there no other line equivalent to, guys, we've got company? Can we use a different line someday? We've got company. Come on.
We might have a problem here, Houston.
So I'm looking at this, and the way the movie starts, as the movie progresses, I'm like, oh, it's like a sci-fi secret agent type of thing. Oh, wait, no, it's a sci-fi cop movie. Wait, no, it's Predator Halo. No, it's Logan / District 9. I like how the B team is pretty cool. Like the other commandos, like they aren't just like automatic assholes. Like they're just soldiers, and they're kind of cool, and they end up being bad guys, and that's fine. Whatever. Monkey helps the AI kill the humans. I like that the monkey has the little button, and he's the one that was really nice little technique, little Planet of the Apes action. Creator or descendant of evolution. That was kind of fun. Overall, the movie was okay. I think Mr. Washington did okay. I think the movie was entertaining. Even though it was a little bit long, I liked all the sci-fi scenery, imagery. I liked all the choices they made. It very reminded me of Total Recall, where they just throw stuff in. Like, we don't have to explain why this is happening. Just look at it. That's cool. That's cool, right? Oh, that's cool too, right?
Don't you like it?
I like the twist. The story was good. Overall, not a big deal. I like it. Popcorn and 1.
If we were still in the age of cable, it would be one of those movies that's always on TNT or something, or like TBS.
Yeah.
All right, so I did one that Jordan's already reviewed. I watched Migration, and you know what? It was fine as a kid's movie, as a background movie. It was fun. It has all your little kiddie jokes. The brave little boy duck, the mallard, the evil chef who never talks but just looks BA. And he has a farm for ducks, which is very close to another movie I watched recently, Chicken Run 2, right? Oh. It was almost the exact same thing where they're tricking the chickens into thinking it's this beautiful land. Well, they stole that from Migration, apparently, because Migration has the exact same thing, almost to a T. Like, it almost looks the same. they make it to the beautiful land of Jamaica, and they finally find out that it's okay to leave your little nest and to leave home. And there might be some dangers, but that's where the fun is. Anyway, it was built for kids, but it was actually, has some laughs. And the voices are great, of course. So we'll give that one a popcorn and 1. Josh, what is up for you?
I think last up for me, if I'm not mistaken, I watched season 1 of The Bear. I'm finally getting into that. I'll tell you what, that's a popcorn and 3 show, boys. That's a popcorn and 3 show. I love every character's role. I love every actor who plays the role. I love how very authentic it is to working in the kitchen, running a restaurant, starting a business, inheriting a lot of trouble, and then just having to deal with it. Like, sometimes you just get a big pile of shit thrown at you by relatives or whatever reason. And like, oh, this is where we're at now. I love the commitment, the way that the characters, most of them are like sometimes sleeping at the restaurant, always thinking about it. There's the episode where like they have nothing to do for the night, and they're like, what am I supposed to do now? That reminded me of, I was part of a struggling business, and a lot of times we would stay there overnights, and we're just working 24/7 sometimes. It's just the way it has to be if you want this to run. And that's the level they're at. I like that. I like, I thought this would give me anxiety because I've worked in stuff, and, sometimes if it's too real, it's like, I can't watch that. You know what I mean? Like some PTSD type of war movies sometimes aren't for me, kind of. But this didn't really hit those nerves like I thought it would. It's a perfect blend of humor, and it instantly turns into a panic attack, and then it goes right back down to we're hugging again. I love the way the plot develops. I love all the characters. Popcorn and 3, The Bear. I can't wait to just binge the rest of it.
Wait till you get to episode 5, the Christmas dinner of season 2.
I heard about that. I heard about the Christmas dinner. I can't wait to see it. I was told by multiple people I got to watch that episode.
That episode is good. That episode is why it won so many Emmys, in my opinion. It's a lot. Well, my final review is That 90s Show Part 2, because for some reason Netflix is doing parts. Look, don't watch this. Don't put yourself through this.
Just buy a Tamagotchi off of eBay. Just do your nostalgia that way.
Tamagotchi. Go buy a Discman and anti-skip, though, for when you jog.
Yeah. G-Shock, dog.
It has none of that. Josh and I just delivered more nostalgia to our audience than this show does. It is terrible. And the only nostalgia they're really getting away with playing on is the nostalgia from that 70s show, because they bring back Donna, and they've got Kitty and Red and Bob, and that's really it. That's all the nostalgia you have. And the thing was, let me tell you, Netflix, let me tell you why that 70s show was successful. It actually played on nostalgic premises for our parents. We are the 90s children you're trying to relate this to, and you're doing bad. You have one job, Netflix. Make a show that's nostalgic, and you're bad at it. You're bad at it, Netflix. Stop using the same formula for every sitcom, because they all need to be different, not exactly the same with different actors. All right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, so we are on to our Butter on Top, which this week it will be the trilogy, I hope completed, according to Jordan, because he said Pearl was not that good. But the trilogy is completed with Maxxxine. So we've got X, Pearl, and Maxxxine as our Butter on Top.
Maxxxine.
So it is my drunk classic, ladies and gentlemen. And because Jordan just keeps throwing movies at us from when he was in high school, it's my turn. I graduated from high school in 2006. And this is a whodunit that is solved by a teenager whose girlfriend is murdered. The teenager is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Do you know what movie this is?
Looper! No, I have no idea.
All right. It is the film Brick.
Oh, I don't know Brick.
From 2006. What's that, Josh?
I don't know Brick.
You don't know Brick? I haven't seen it in a while. I'm hoping that it holds up. I checked it this time. I actually did my research on this before I brought it to the table. It is an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has a decent audience score.
Okay.
So my hope is that it holds up from when I was a senior in high school, and I really liked this movie. So we'll find out together. As always, ladies and gentlemen, You can find us at the Sad Fan Podcast Network. You can find us on Instagram now. Thank you, Jordan. Please remember to tag me in all your posts. And you can also find us on Twitter. This has been Popcorn and Beers.
Yes.
We will see you at the movies. You bring the popcorn, and we got the beer.